Hey guys, it's Robin. Welcome back to the nest. So first off, I apologize for this hot mess of a craft room that I'm in right now. Still working on trying to get the craft room back in some sort of shape after the baby shower and everything, but I wanted to come on here and talk to you face to face because I was watching Midge over at Midge's Mountain Crafts. Hi Midge! I was watching one of her videos last night and my heart broke. She was saying that she's seen several people on here who have decided that they're going to take their YouTube channels down because of haul videos and because their craft rooms aren't what they should be or whatever, and had even referenced something like they couldn't keep up with the Joneses. It broke my heart. And so I have no idea who these people are. I don't even know if you're subscribed to me. But if you are one of my subbies and you know one of these people who are talking like this, will you please refer them over to this channel for nothing more than just to hear this from me? Please don't leave. Please don't leave. What you have is plenty. You know, if you're a new crafter and you don't have everything, none of us did. None of us did. I've been crafting for, golly, since I was in my 20s, and I'm getting ready to turn 52. And so I've accumulated a lot of stuff over the years, but you have something to offer this crafting community that no one else does, because each one of us is unique in our own taste, in our own, in just the way that we create our art. Don't leave. You have something to offer, and it's worth sharing. Even if you're new or if you're old, hang in there. You don't have to have everything. I actually filmed a haul video yesterday from Tuesday morning. It was the first time I had been, and I didn't want to put that haul video on my channel until this video came up. So that video will, if I reference any kind of time or anything, it's because it was recorded yesterday. But when I put haul videos on here, and I'm going to speak for myself and not for everybody in general, but when I put haul videos on my channel, it isn't to be like, hey, look at me, I got this, I got that, because that is not me. I will tell you right now, I am not one of those people. I put what I haul on my channel for those who were like me and had limited access to the outside. And they had to be, you know, had to kind of pick and choose. Was it worth going out for it? Because, you know, there's a lot of us on here who have disabilities, and it isn't as easy for them to get around and get out. So if they're looking for something, this is the way I look at it. If they're looking for something and they know that, say, Tuesday morning, let's just take that for an example. They know that, you know, that's coming into their Tuesday morning, then maybe it's worth it to them to decide, okay, well, I'll go out for this. Or they can look at my haul videos and say, no, there's nothing in there that I feel like it's worth me getting out for, or I'm not looking for any of those things. That's what my haul videos are about. I can remember, though, when I didn't have hardly anything and I would watch YouTube videos and think, I'd give anything to have all this stuff that, you know, these people, all these other people have, because I could create fabulous, wonderful things with it. Well, that isn't true. For me, anyway. It wasn't true. Because each one of us, like I said, each one of us are unique and different in our own way. And let me tell you a little story about that mentality of, oh, if I had all these things, I could create wonderful, great, phenomenal projects and pieces of art. I'm not going to give the name. They're not on here anymore, but she was a dear friend of mine. And this was way back when the Tim Holtz Distress Inks came out. And I had just started collecting them. And I think I had maybe 3. I had Vintage Photo, Walnut Stain, and Black Soot. And that's when we started inking all of our edges on everything and stuff. Well, there was a newer crafter that had came on, and her budget didn't allow for those stress inks. So she used shoe polish. And let me tell you, the things that her name was Maria, and I dearly loved her. I've lost complete track of her, but I dearly, dearly loved her. Her projects were 10 times more beautiful than anything I ever made. And she didn't have like all these fancy papers and stuff. And this was when, you know, Graphic 45 was gold, which still is. But it was, you know, that was the big thing. You know, if you had a pack of Graphic 45 paper, boy, you were cooking. Of course, most of us hoarded it, like me. But she was making stuff that was out of this world with a glue gun and the hot glue. She was making these sculptures with hot glue, things that I would have never in 1,000 years thought to make, and they were beautiful. And books, she started covering them with fabric that she had found in the Goodwill, or just they were given to her. They were just maybe remnants or something. But you don't. What I'm trying to stress to you is, you don't have to have everything. And you shouldn't feel any less than anyone else here in the crafting world or anywhere else. We're all created differently, and that's what's so beautiful and so wonderful about all of us. And that shows in our artwork. So don't leave because of some haul videos, or you feel like you can't keep up with the Joneses or whatever. I don't believe that. I don't do haul videos for that. I do it just to inform you what's out there in case you're looking. Because I wouldn't want anyone to ever think that I was rubbing in your face what I had found. That is not me. So enough of that, and then let's talk about the craft rooms. Now, my craft room, you can see, like I said, it's a hot mess. But you may not all have a craft room. I didn't have a craft room for the longest time. When I first started crafting back in the late 80s, early 90s, my craft room was inside my little walk-in laundry room, if you have it. And I had the plastic deep pull-out drawers stacked up, and a piece of wood laid over the top of it on one side. My washer and dryer was behind me, and I would craft and do laundry at the same time. That was all that I had, was in that one little room. And then I was able to have a craft room, which really wasn't a full room of my own. It was it was the guest room as well as my craft room, and it was more like a little corner. And so I had a little corner desk. For the longest time, I worked off an old drop leaf table that I'd had since I left home that was given to me. And then, so that I had that little work surface, and then the bed. You know, I'd lay things out on the bed, and there was stuff stuck in every nook and cranny in that room. If you don't believe me, you should talk to my brother about it, because bless his heart, he had to sleep in that room when he would come visit. And there wasn't, I mean, there was barely room for luggage to sit in there. But that's what I had. Before that, though, right before that, I didn't even have that much. I had that same little drop leaf table sitting up in my living room. And I just tried, you know, I had just little plastic bins and stuff to keep it picked up as much as possible. Do I feel like I create better now with having a full room than what I did then? No. I may create a little bit differently now just because I have more experience with paper crafting and such as I did back then, but not because I have more. And I just want you to know that. You don't have to have like these big elaborate craft rooms. They're nice and they're beautiful to look at. I mean, I've seen some here on YouTube that would just, oh, it would just absolutely make me drool. But, you know, you don't have to have those. Absolutely not. And to be perfectly honest with you, I had collected for years the cubes from Michael's, not to have all the white and the perfect, pristine, you know, everything organized and stuff. For me, that wound up being a waste of money. Now, I do still have a few of the little cubes, but the other ones, they fell apart. They just absolutely fell apart, which is why I am now using bookcases that are solid wood that I have painted myself. And if you all have seen my craft room tour for here, I took out all of those, had to get rid of all those, or the majority of those cubes, and found things at the Salvation Army. It was just, actually wasn't Salvation Army, it was just a local thrift store of 2 little kitchen hutches, and I swear there was grease, like, you know, grease and hair and everything else that could collect in the nooks and crannies of the 2 hutches that are in here now. But, you know, a little bit of elbow grease, some cheap paint from Walmart, and I love them because they're old wood, they're sturdy, and they hold all kinds of stuff, and I don't have to worry about them falling apart. So, I had left a comment on Midge's video when she was doing like her little walkthrough of her craft room. I love it. Midge, I love your craft room. And if you wanted a different color, paint that good furniture, that good old furniture stuff that you can find on Craigslist for a little bit of nothing now, or it can be gifted to you from someone. So I suggest that to you all too. You don't, whatever works for you. And you'll also find the longer you craft, your craft room is going to evolve with you, and you're going to be constantly changing it around to accommodate how you're crafting and stuff now. And over the years, you'll just be constantly doing it. I don't suggest, unless you just have, you know, bukus of money, which I do not. But, you know, unless you just have that kind of money to invest into really expensive, sturdy craft furniture, you know, go for it if you do. I'm happy for you. I think it's great and wonderful, but I don't have that, and I think a lot of people on here would rather, a lot in the community would rather spend their money on supplies rather than on, you know, furniture and stuff. But just make it your own. And your craft room is kind of like, you know, your art. not all of us is going to be different. I mean, not all of us is going to be the same. And if we were, how boring would that be? I mean, it'd be like, you know, so and so's craft room looks identical to so and so's craft room. Nothing unique and different there. So a lot of our craft rooms are probably white just because we cram so much stuff in here. I think we need to leave it light and airy and bright as we can. But I just wanted this to be an encouraging video for you all and to let you know how I feel when I'm doing craft haul videos, or if you see my craft room or something. My craft room's small. It's teeny tiny. You're almost, where the camera is sitting right now is almost on the back wall of where you walk in. It's small, but it's mine. I'm happy with it, and I'll make it work. And you do the same. So don't get down on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't let anyone else be hard on you. Just do what you love to do. Keep crafting. Keep inspiring us with your creations and the things that you come up with. You know, I know sometimes I get stale and I think, God, I've done this over and over and over again. And I'll see someone who hasn't been crafting showing their work on YouTube. And I'm like, wow, it just blows my mind because it's just a complete fresh perspective, you know, on something that's mundane and that I've done over and over and over again. And it's like, wow, why didn't I think of that all these years, you know, such and such. I've been doing this and this when I could have done this. So don't leave. Goodness sakes, don't leave. Keep your chin up. Be proud of what area it is that you craft in. Love it. Love what you do and share with us. I just wanted you all to know that. I hope that you all are having a wonderful day. God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you real soon. Talk to you later. Bye.